Born in China, northeast China, near Harbin, today is the city of Harbin, where the civil war there, Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong's domestic civil war, was very vigorous. And in the middle of that war, I was born there. It was terrible because every day I saw multiple killings brutally with farm tools like machetes, sickles, and bamboo spears, tearing apart one's bellies and that kind of situation. And then soon after that, after Japanese surrender, we came down to Korea, North Korea, South Korea. We didn't have demarcation then. And in South Korea, the moment we arrived in South, almost immediately, the Korean War broke out. So the Korean War was different from Chinese Civil War in that Americans introduced a lot of air power. So we had bombs dropping all the time. So we had to escape that and find the shelters, and a lot of people are dying in that way. So once again, why is it like that? The United States was by and large responsible for major wars, and either behind domestic wars or they themselves are principal parties of the war. The reason I wanted to come to the United States to study, answer the question why people fight and kill. After engagement, very soon in 1965, we flew together with only $100 between us combined. We worked very hard. I have had 3 different full-time jobs every day. Driving taxi, elevator operator in the night, switchboard operator, night shift. So 8 hours job, 3 of them, in order to put myself through. My wife worked all the time, night shift, to make a few dollars more. I waited on tables. With a degree in Seoul National University, a sense of pride is there. But if you have to serve, who said in the United States, no job discrimination? Yes, there is a job discrimination. So you had to wait on tables, you were nobody. I became an assistant professor at the University of Georgia here in Athens, Georgia. So I have been stuck here, so to speak. I've been teaching here for 45 years. A few days ago, there was a kind of congratulatory party to honor my retirement, my long service here. One of the reasons that made me go to North Korea, obsessive interest between North and South Korea, peaceful rapprochement, was that I had developed a serious interest in unifying the 2 countries. My parents passed away with a will where I should not come back to Korea and should I stay in the United States, work on reunifying Korea. My parents never saw their parents, my grandparents, while still my grandparents were living. So they had a deep emotional desire to see the integration, unification of Korea, but they passed away. I thought the unification will happen in my lifetime. No, 50 years passed like this. I'm getting as old as, in fact, older than my parents. I don't know if I'll see unification in my life or not, but that doesn't matter. Now I'm retired from the university, I'm going to devote my life, remainder of my life, to peaceful reunification of my fatherland. When I first was invited to visit North Korea in 1980, 81. It was a very hostile Cold War environment. And I wanted to go there to find out what kind of society, what kind of people they were, and then I decided to go. And we were very concerned about my safety in 1980. So without letting my wife know that, what I did was I purchased $3 million worth of life insurance at the airport. When you buy airport to cover that trip only, it's not that expensive, a couple $100, So I purchased it without letting, because going to North Korea was that fearful, that scary. When I went there in mid-90s, everyone was starving. Children were starving. There are many sad scenes that I have seen in the world, but nothing tops children dying of starvation, not dying of illness, disease, but starvation. That's miserable of all. So I was determined to help those kids. So much so that the following happened. I visited an orphanage. Every child that was hungry and dying. I picked up a girl, was 3 years old, like a feather, on the process of slow death. Their parents died. Usually parents die first, because parents starve themselves first before children. So after that, I came to my hotel room. My guides and helpers, ranking North Korean officials, came to my room. I'm a small person, not physically that well-fit guy either, So I became violent physically. I hit them. I, shouted in the Korean language, shouted, "You hooligans, you are. How can you live like this by making your kids starve to death like that?" And then 3 of them collapsed in front of me and cried out loud that, I communicated something. I collapsed myself on them. I cried too. And then I thought I was so scared because they could eliminate me very easily, but they somehow had an internal discussion about what kind of man is this. I'm pretty sure they had a positive outcome. I have been treated well. So they have my nickname was, unless you're careful what you say, you'll be beaten up by this man from the United States. So, that was that kind of turnaround. And showing your true color, your love, your affection, your friendship, you can change people's mind. My name is Shik Park. This is my Korean-American story.